Hi, I'm Sam and I'm 15 years old. Can you imagine that your boyfriend would suddenly want children from you at this age? Mine wanted that. I haven't even thought about a serious relationship yet. Watch the video to the end and you will learn how I found out how early my boyfriend started thinking about family. I value freedom in everything. Serious relationship at my age? Hello, I'm 15 years old. I will make plans for the future later. That's why I only date people my own age. Older guys have too many problems. My current boyfriend, Albie, doesn't look much like the old ones. I'm used to dating freaks, and he's very responsible. I'm not used to it, but it's nice to be able to rely on someone. He is not late, always ready to help. It's a miracle. However, responsibility has its drawbacks. He helps everyone, spends a lot of time on it, which, by the way, we could have spent together. One day, he was looking after his nephew again and asked me to join him so as not to cancel our meeting. His sister Amy took the eldest daughter to the doctor, and this one was very small. She could not leave him alone. I thought, it's easy for a girl to handle children. It's natural, isn't it? What's so difficult about being a nanny? Nothing. So I agreed, and the job would be done, and we would talk. Solid advantages. Do you believe that there are things that should happen by themselves? Share it in the comments. I got burned by such faith. At first, everything was fine as long as we spent time together, but then it was time for dinner. Cooking in someone else's kitchen was difficult, so Albie decided to do everything himself, and the child and I were left alone. And then I looked at my watch and realized that this was the time I had promised to call my mother. So I started looking for my phone before my mom dialed me first, and it would be my fault. Just for a minute, I was distracted and already heard the child's roar. Albie ran out of the kitchen and grabbed the baby in his arms and started yelling with him that I was careless and couldn't be trusted. Of course, we had a fight and I went home. The next day, I met a friend. We talked about everything and discussed boys too. I was talking more. I had a lot of stories. And when it came to Albie, I was pretty much lying. He was both masculine and strong, and his character was hard, just a real man. While I was fantasizing, distracted from a stupid argument over Albie's nephew, the world decided to remind me that I couldn't stand children. A whole horde appeared nearby and started making noise so that I couldn't hear myself. I endured it for a long time, exactly 2 minutes, and then I couldn't stand it and went to find out who was in charge and demand to subdue the little ones. And who do you think was the leader of this wild pack? Albie! Yes, Albie! It turned out that he also worked as a babysitter, and he walked whole groups of these monsters voluntarily. Then I remembered what I'd said to my friend about him. I wanted to sink in the ground. Here he was, the hero from the action movie, Nanny. When the children calmed down, Albie took me aside to make up, and in the process, he blurted out that he wanted a child from me. Once again, he wanted me to bear his child. Seriously? I would have thought he was joking, but he was deadly serious. What could I do? I left him at the same time. He was crazy. From that moment on, I ignored Albie. He called, I didn't pick up the phone. He came, I didn't open the door. As a result, we ran into each other accidentally in a movie theater. First, I noticed Amy with her eldest daughter. The girl was crying and Amy was nervous. And then Albie appeared next to her, said just a couple of phrases, gave his niece a hug, and they both calmed down. And for a moment, I imagined myself in Amy's shoes and envied her. Next to her was the tough guy you could rely on, her brother. I decided to at least apologize for leaving him so rudely. He was really cool and had a lot of talent for tinkering with children. It was a pity that we went our separate ways. After all, giving birth at 15 was not normal. In response, He just laughed. He just wanted to say that he loved me, and he wanted to believe that we would be together for a long time, and one day we would start a family. Of course, we got back together. I'm really living for the day, and Albie is thinking about the future. But to think is not to demand commitment. If you like the story, please like it. You will be the first to know about new episodes if you click the bell icon.